Hi everyone, it's Trishna. Happy Sunday. I hope you're doing well and staying warm, especially if you are in Texas or somewhere in the southern part of the United States. I know that for me, I was out of power for 2.5 days, so it was pretty cold, pretty rough. I know there's still a lot of people who are struggling with that, so if you're one of those people, I hope that you're doing okay. For everybody else, I actually just filmed a Texas winter storm healing video. You can find that on my YouTube. I think yeah, I've already posted it to my Facebook group and it's in a few other places. So if you have the time and would like to participate in helping us all heal, um, just the situation and also preventing the situation from happening again, then please watch that video, check it out. And in that video, we do a lot of we're basically focusing on journaling and shadow work, involves some divination and tarot, and just healing and advice and things like that that will help you on a personal level, but also help the collective and also help those who are involved in the wonderful situation that we've been in this past week. So, anyways, the focus of this video is also, just so you know, I have a lot of videos planned. I'm like super excited. Next week, we're going to be talking about gratitude. So, for any of you who have been trying to manifest, and okay, so here's how it started. Okay, so gratitude is a big part of law of attraction and manifesting. But sometimes, I know in my experience in the past, I would use gratitude and sometimes it would make things come to me, but sometimes if I already had something and I was super grateful for it, it would actually make that thing disappear. So if any of you are struggling with that, where gratitude is not drawing it in or keeping it in your life, it's actually making those things leave your life and you don't know why, we're going to be talking about that in a future video. I'm also planning to do some other healing videos, so that's to come. Okay, so all right, back to this topic. So today what we're going to be talking about is how to basically create unique content, even if it's inspired by other people. Now, I'm in another Facebook group, and I had a friend in that group basically ask the group a question saying, hey, I really want to model the structure of my course just like this other person. I like her style, I like her structure, I like the way that she's done it, but is that copying? And she wasn't really feeling very good about that. And that's essentially what inspired this video is I saw that question, I saw her ask it, and I was like, oh, I already know how to handle this because I had this dilemma myself in the past. So I know exactly what to do. I know exactly how to think about it. I know exactly how to rectify the situation and create unique content that is yours, even though it may have been inspired originally by somebody else or something else. So that's what we're going to be talking about in this video. I shared that advice with her in a personal message and she really liked it and asked me to share it with the greater group and the other group. So I thought, okay, great, I'll make a video on this as well. So, okay. How to create unique content or content that is uniquely yours, even if it's inspired by other people. Now, this does not just have to apply to video content. It can apply to writing. It can apply to anything in the art world. So sculpting, sketching, graphic design, painting, whatever you want to create, but you may sometimes draw inspiration from other people. This will apply to you as well. So if you do soundscapes, this applies to you. If you make music, this applies to you. Okay, so there's three things that I want to talk to you about. The first one is, it is okay to start off by copying. There's absolutely nothing wrong by starting out that way. The reason for that is there are a lot of artists who are really, really good artists, but the way that they first began was they had an artist that they really liked. They really liked that artist style. And so what they did was they would start drawing in that very similar style. Maybe they would copy the exact page that they had, or maybe they would create their own page, but copy the style, copy the technique that the author that they, or author, okay, maybe author for some of you, but that the artist, the style that the artist used, and they would just copy that. As they started using that artist style and using that in their own artwork, eventually they started to realize, you know what, I really like, let's say they're drawing faces, I really like how they do eyes, and I love how they do hair, but I don't really like how they do noses. So after a little bit of time, a little bit of copying, you're just like, I just don't like the noses. So then they would go out and find another artist and see how they did their noses. They're like, oh, I like that artist's noses. So they combine the previous artist's style and this artist's nose. Already, their own artwork is starting to morph, starting to transform into a style that is becoming more uniquely theirs. Hi, Dora. How are you? Thank you for saying hi. I love it when people say hi in replay. So already they're starting to bring in different perspectives that they're meshing into a style that is starting to become their own. So then they start drawing an artist's face, but with this artist's nose. And then they're like, you know what? I don't really like the ears of either one of these. So they find another artist and they're like, I'm going to use those ears. So they use those ears. Again, it's starting to morph. Oh, I don't really like the color scheme that any of them use. I'm going to use that person's color scheme. They find another artist and they incorporate that until eventually, over time, their own artwork is actually uniquely theirs because it's a combination of all these different pieces. And aren't we all a combination of different experiences and different ideas already? So why not also different styles? So that's one way to really think about copying because at first you do kind of have to do that. You're learning. And so it's okay to incorporate elements. Don't copy things word for word, don't copy an exact picture unless you're practicing for yourself. But you can use elements of what somebody else is doing, a structure or a style or some kind of mindset into your work because it's going to morph as you continue to work on it and as you continue to get better. Thank you. Okay, so this background, so Dora says, loving your new vibe and new background. Yeah, thank you. So this background actually was from my bridal shower, which was yesterday, that my friend Alicia, who's in this group, she actually planned and it was awesome. And Alicia, still getting messages from everybody saying that like it was just amazing and perfect and like they loved how you balance out the interaction and everything. So this is actually from that and I liked it and I kept it up and I actually really, really like it. I do feel like it adds to the vibe, like more my vibe. So I might actually keep it up longer than I planned. I was gonna take it off after today, but I'm digging that too. And also I have this, Alicia also gave me an extra bridal gift, which is like this little abundance tree. And yeah, so I like that too. Okay. All right. So thank you, Dora. So where was I? Okay, so morphing your styles, that is perfectly okay. Like that's how you grow, that's how you develop your own style. And it's okay to be a mishmash because we are all mishmashes. There is nothing new that has been created. We're all creating things, but having a different flavor of how we do that and incorporating our own mishmash of what looks good to us, what allows us to express ourselves. Again, creation is all about our self-expression. I also want you to think about babies. That's how babies learn. They're just copying everything that you do. And little kids are always trying to be adults, right? They're just copying what they see, they're imitating what they see because that's how they learn. Pets, pets like this little whiny puppy that you might be hearing. Hi, Harvey. Pets sometimes try to imitate and act like humans, right? Sometimes you see videos where like a cat is trying to talk like a human or dogs are trying to howl and make sounds like a human because we all learn by copying each other. Yeah, yeah, I think it is totally my vibe, Bora. Thank you. And the room is darker also because the way that the light was coming in from the window, it had done that in a previous video and I created like these little specks on my face and I felt like that was distracting to the viewer. So I had to make the room darker because I'm filming this later and I like it too. I think the dark vibe is kind of my thing. Probably because I have a lot of Scorpio in me and I'm all about shadows. Okay, so that is point number one. It is okay to copy, and as you copy, you start creating your own style through that because your own personality will never like what somebody else does exactly. There's always going to be something else that you're like, well, yeah, I like that, but you're not that person. So you're always going to want to tweak different things until eventually what you create is your own. The second thing is experience is really where you add that unique flavor that is ultimately yours. So the person that actually asked this question in that other Facebook group, that friend, I remember she really liked breath work. And we're in this course together, and that's where she learned. I think she learned breath work, or maybe she knew it before, but that's where she learned a particular style. And she really liked that. And so I'm going to use breath work as an example. So if she wanted to continue to include breath work in her courses or her course structure, she can. But her unique flavor is going to come from her experience with that breath work. So if there's something that you really like to do, a certain structure, a certain thing you like to paint or create, or a certain type of technique that you really like to use that you learned from someone else, it's okay to do that, but make sure you get a lot of practice doing it because all of that practice is going to give you experience, and that experience is going to give you unique flavor because, first of all, if you're doing breath work, you're going to have your own experience from that. What came up for you? What thoughts did you have? What things did you see? What feelings that came out of that? What was your experience actually doing this? That is your experience because your experience is going to be different from everybody else. On top of that, what aspects of it did, hold on, what aspects of it did you really like? Like what aspects of doing breath work or creating in this particular style do you really like? What's really working for you? But also what's not working for you? Was the breath work exercise too long? Do you want to tweak that? Was it too much of this or too little of that? What would you want to change? What didn't really resonate with you that you want to do differently? And how would you do that differently? What issues did you have while you were doing this particular technique or following this particular mindset or going about this particular course? What kinds of issues did you have? What things didn't really work out for you? What things were you not able to successfully do that other people seem to successfully do? So when you pick up on that, you then have an opening for how did you solve those issues? How did you find solutions to those problems? Because somebody else may have the same issue, and now you have a solution to that problem. Or somebody else may also not like what you didn't like, and now you have a different version of it that they can resonate with. So automatically you're taking something and you're seeing how you experience it. And then you're able to shift it with your own experience and your practice of it and what you've learned from it and the issues. And you can share so much about that. You suddenly become an expert on something in your own right, even though you've learned it from someone else. And that is your unique flavor because then you tweak it again to what works best for you and you're able to help people problem solve. So like this, like the reason why I have an answer to this question and I know exactly how to handle how to create unique content is because I struggle with that and for a little while, and obviously I don't struggle with that now. And I had to figure out, okay, how do I make things different? What is my solution to that? And how, how do I really work and create something unique, even though I may have been inspired by someone else? And because I had that experience of being stuck in that problem, having that issue, and then finding my own solutions to it, I have my own unique flavor on how you can approach that problem as somebody who may be struggling with that right now. Okay, the last thing is right here. Did I get everything? Yes. Oh yeah, okay, sorry. Also, as you are struggling with your particular thing that you are copying, you may want to do more research. Okay, like this didn't really work for me, or it worked for me for X amount of time, but now I want something different that's related. You might go out and research and learn more things and get more information, and then again build your own kind of thing. So you really get your unique flavor through your own experience. Okay, the third thing is if you are feeling stuck, if you feel like you don't have your own ideas or your own perspective and you don't know how to not copy what somebody else is doing, your issue is probably that you're only following one person. You're only following one source of information. If you only listen to one person around breathwork, around one person who knows how to schedule a course, all you're getting is their perspective, their ideas, their thoughts, their way. You have nothing to compare it to, and there's no room for you to think for yourself because it's just one, just funneled all this one information coming to you. So what you want to do is you want to get 2 to 3 different perspectives on the same thing. So if you already listen to one person, add 1 to 2 more people and see how they think about things, how they structure things, how they explain things. Because when you do that, you're going to see the differences. You're going to see one person be like, I do things this way because of these reasons. And I don't do things this way because of these reasons. And the other person be like, well, I do things this way because of these reasons. And I don't do things that way because of these reasons. And automatically you can pick and choose what works for you and how you relate to each of those. So if you're really stuck and you feel like you're copying somebody and you don't know how to get out of that, open yourself up to more sources. I promise you that in varying your perspectives, varying the information that's coming to you, you will find your own perspective amidst that. Because when you see the gaps, because we're only looking at one, you don't see the gaps. Your vision is too narrow. When you start broadening that vision, you see the differences and you see the gaps, and you can see where you can fit in or what works for you or how to combine it all together. So that is really, really key. Like if you are feeling stuck, I really want you to do that. Like go look out for more sources that will solve your problem. Like that's gonna be what works for you. Let me make sure that I covered everything. So I'm just gonna summarize really quick. So the first thing is, it is okay to copy. That's how we learn. That's how we get better. That's how we figure out things that we like and things that we don't like. And that's how we ultimately do part number 2, which is get the experience to develop our own flavor and combine things in ways that are unique to us. And then 3, you want to make sure that you do focus on more than just one person. You're getting your information from more than just one person, because the varying perspectives will help you develop your own, and then you won't feel like you're copying anybody because you have so many perspectives that even if you talked about one, you're mismatching it with something else, and it's just this whole collective thing together. So, yeah, yes. And then the other 2 points that I just want to call out are you will never truly be able to copy somebody for a long period of time. It's just not going to work because you are not that person. Nothing's going to resonate with you the same way that it resonates with them. There will always be something unique and different about you that will, okay, it's Google Broadcast. Yeah, there's always a unique, like, you're not another person, so you can't ever truly fully copy somebody in the long term. You'll always find your own unique blend one way or another. You always want to tweak something. And the other thing is there's nothing new out there. There's really not a lot of new products. There's not a lot of new ideas. It's just ideas that are different flavors based off of different experiences or ideas that are put in different contexts. So the whole point is not to worry about copying, but focus on finding your own flavor of everything because that is where the uniqueness comes in. It's not in the idea itself or the structure itself, it's in your flavor of that structure. All right, so that is all that I have to share with you. I hope that this, ooh, okay, let's see. Um, all right, so Dora says, how does it work in regard to copywriting though, if the content is copyright protected? So, okay, so I guess this is like creating copywriting but following another person's content. So your product is probably going to be different from their product. So more than likely, even if you're copying their style or some of their words or even certain phrases, it's still going to be unique to your particular product. And so it's going to be unique either way. You're still just pulling the structure. And especially with copywriting, like most or a lot of copywriters follow, there are like several different kinds of copywriting structures, like the PASS model and the AIDA model. And there's like all these different types of structures. So they're all using different templates. So that is actually a very structured area where it's okay to follow the structure because there are certain structures that have been researched that work that people are talking about all the time and suggest that you follow. So in terms of structure, you're pretty fine in that regard. In terms of the content, your product is probably going to be different than what you're seeing. So you just follow the structure, but tweak your content to your particular product. If you have a product that's very similar to other people's, like I was saying, there's not a lot that's new. You have a different relationship to your product. You have different experience with it. You've maybe helped different kinds of clients with it than the copywriting that you're looking at. You may have a different audience. So there's something different about what you're doing. You just have to figure out what that difference is. What is your flavor of how you relate to the product, the audience that it serves, what makes your product different, maybe feature-wise, that you can play on. So again, you're using the same structure, but you're connecting to it differently and maybe using different words and like that. So Dora, I don't know if that answered your question or if there's anything more specific around that. I will drink this in case there's a follow-up question. I am not seeing one come in. So I think I answered it, Dora. If not, let me know in the comments later or message me personally if you want. I think that is all that I have. So yeah, next week we'll be talking about gratitude and why that may be making your manifestations leave you instead of stay with you. And we're going to talk about why. Like the why is very important, and I think it will help you with so much of your manifestations because like that underlying why is like a root cause for a lot of things. And I find it really powerful. And then I did, as I said earlier, just do a Texas winter storm healing, shadow work, journaling, divination kind of video. So if you're interested in that, please check that out. I think it'd be really helpful, if not for others, and at least for yourself, and kind of reflecting on yourself if you like to do that kind of thing like I do. And yeah, I plan to do more healing videos. So I would love feedback on if I ask a question in there that I'm looking for feedback on specifically. So I will leave it there. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you so much, Dora, for joining live. And I will see you guys in my next one. Oh, wait, sorry, one more thing. I may have a couple weeks here and there where I'm not live in the group because next weekend I have my bachelorette party. So, and then I have some family things that I'm doing on Sunday. So we will see. And then my wedding is coming up a few weeks after that. So I will not be gone for a whole month, but there may be a week or two in between where I'm not here. I have not left you or abandoned you. I will be back. I just kind of eventful right now for me in good ways though. So just heads up on that. All right. Thank you guys so much. Oh, wait. Okay, Dora, you did reply. Sorry, I didn't realize I need to scroll. Okay, cool. I'm glad I answered your question. All right, guys. Thank you so much. I love you. I'll see you in my next video.